We have Dee Dee from Frederick County Animal Control and Adoption in with our Shockley Honda Pet of the Week. Good morning, Dee Dee.
Good morning.
And once again, we have a lovely bunny.
We do.
In the studio. You can go to the WFRE Facebook page, and you can't see his pink eyes, but you can see Miko, our white albino bunny. Tell us Miko's story.
Well, Miko is about 3 years old, and the former home that he had most recently, he was in for a year and a half. And they moved to a smaller place where he could only stay in his cage most of the time.
Okay.
So they were hoping by bringing him to the shelter that we would find someone who has more time to spend with him. Rabbits really should come out and run around every day. I mean, almost every pet should have that.
Indoors, outdoors, if you have a fenced-in area, what do you suggest? Because if there is any kind of hole in your fence, it seems like a rabbit can find it immediately.
You can buy a little harness for them so you can take them out safely.
Oh, is that
yep.
right?
And you do have to watch out for hawks.
Okay, well, I understand. That could be a tragic end.
Yes, it could.
To your new family member.
Yes, it could. And with a white bunny like Miko, he'd be kind of obvious from a distance. Yes.
We have hawks back here hunting back behind the studio here. So a bunny at home, I mean, has Miko been around kids? Has he been around other animals?
Yes, he's been around kids, teenagers, and dogs, and has lots of experience. He does great in the shelter being handled by strangers. So he's got a real mellow temperament and would make somebody a really nice pet.
Okay, and then as far as I've asked you this before, if you had a bunny, would you say that you should give him a steady diet of bunny food, bunny chow? Or
yeah, rabbits are very inexpensive to feed because the best diet for rabbits is grass hay, which means you can buy a bale of hay,
okay,
and that'll last you quite some time. Now, yes, they can also have a small amount of fresh leafy green vegetables. They just have to gradually be introduced to that whenever you're going to change it. Like we give at the shelter kale, radish tops, cilantro. Some of our volunteers grow a little garden for the rabbits. And
that's fine. They thrive on just this diet?
Yeah.
They don't need any supplements or anything?
Nope. Grass hay is all they need. Once in a blue moon, if their tummy gets upset. If anyone is familiar with feeding horses, hindgut fermenters is what they're called, horses and rabbits, and it's very easy for them to get an upset stomach if they change food. So grass hay all the time, don't change very much.
What about I mentioned this, veterinary care for your bunny? That's a little bit harder. Do you need to be referred from a normal vet? Well, all vets, not all vets will look at a rabbit, right?
Almost all vets that treat your regular pets will see a bunny in an emergency, but for routine care, you should have a rabbit vet, a small animal vet, which we can give you a whole list of. Many vets see rabbits, and they should have a checkup every year. They don't have to have rabies shots. They don't have to get a license. So there's some lesser care needed in preventive medicine as far as vaccines. But you still need to do the annual or even twice annual checkup if you want to be extra careful. Because when you go to the veterinarian, they're going to tell you if your rabbit's been losing weight, if he has any missing spots of hair, anything, abnormally growing teeth, things you might not know as a pet owner that could be fixed before they become a problem.
And bunnies, your basic animal control officer is not out running down bunnies. They pretty much are all dropped off at the shelter, right?
That is correct. We did have Ella, the big black bunny that was adopted that we brought into you guys.
Okay.
She was a stray, but that is not common. It is not common for rabbits to be brought in as strays because should they get loose, because of hawks, dogs, and whatnot, they usually do not end up noticed by neighbors and in need of help.
Rabbit population at the shelter? I've noticed every time I've been there, you always have a couple.
Yes, right now we have 4, which is excellent because about a week ago we had 13 guinea pigs and 9 rabbits, and that is not what we're set up for. So an